Uncover the hidden side of your psyche, face your fear, embrace your true self, and unlock your potential. It's all worth it. You definitely would have faced situations where you find yourself pushing your true emotions so hard because you fear them bouncing back. A bounce that will shatter your good image because you don't want the world to know there's another side of you. But guess what? Squeezing your other side back into the core leads to the lava of controlled emotions. This dark side, after years of disapproval and non-acceptance, is of no good. And if you don't want to end up like this, it's time for you to acknowledge your shadow and stop neglecting it. Have you ever dared to spend time with yourself? A self-assessment revealing another side of yours. A self you hide from the world, someone you never want to embrace. Sigmund Freud was 100% right about the unconscious mind. The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. Yourself above the water is what you love to flaunt, keeping the other half under layers. In this video, let's do something more challenging, more daring, more powerful. Life's giving you a chance to become who you're afraid of. Shed the skin and embrace your true self. It's all worth it, with all the blacks and grays. According to Carl Jung, acknowledging and integrating one's shadow self can lead to greater creativity and personal growth. You and your ugly, hidden self, the combo of light and dark. This is what today's video is all about. Get ready for questions that you might have never asked yourself before. Have you ever been impulsive? Reacted in a way that left you questioning your own behavior? Something impulsive, perhaps even downright nasty. The infamous "why did I say that" question may have haunted you after the storm had passed. If yes, you're spot on. This is the first clue of a blind spot, a red flag, a hidden facet of your identity that you've yet to confront. Disclaimer alert: you've just crossed paths with your shadow self. What is the shadow? One of Jung's most important concepts is the shadow. The shadow is the part of our personality that we deem unacceptable or undesirable. It contains our repressed thoughts, feelings, and desires. Jung believed that the shadow is an essential part of our personality, which must be acknowledged and integrated to become whole. He noticed many of his patients struggled with dark and undesirable thoughts and feelings. He also noticed them projecting their shadows onto others, seeing the darkness in others that they couldn't see in themselves. We all know the English phrase, Jekyll and Hyde, famous for people who seem outwardly good but have shockingly evil natures. Think of this as you and your neglected shadow self. It is derived from The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. This classic novella appeals the dual nature of humanity. Add it to your must-read list. According to Jung, the shadow is not inherently evil. It contains both positive and negative aspects of our personality. For example, our shadow side may contain anger, rage, and lust, but also creativity, passion, and vitality. The problem is that we become incomplete when we repress our shadow side. We're unable to access our full potential, which may help us live life to the fullest. Owning Your Own Shadow: Understanding the Dark Side by Robert A. Johnson is the ultimate book for understanding the concept of shadow in depth and how you can incorporate it into your life for a fuller, complete you. Now, it's time to scan you without stripping you. The scanner has just detected a hidden, dark, mysterious side of yours. The report suggests it lies deep inside you, but doesn't dare to reveal itself. This is your shadow self, a concept first coined by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. These are the inner demons, your ugly side, the hidden desires. But that's normal. Pretty normal. I have it, you have it, we all have it. The change of character brought about by the uprush of collective forces is amazing. A gentle and reasonable being can be transformed into a maniac or a savage beast. This is how Carl Jung justifies the presence of the shadow self in every single being. So why do we repress our shadow self in the first place? Afraid of being judged? Yeah. You got the answer in the first guess. We suppress our shadow because we're afraid of it. All we like for ourselves is the good boy image. Rejection, losing control, embarrassment, and unacceptance are the fears behind this suppression. And here's what's more alarming. It can be disastrous if left undermined. For example, your long-term repressed anger may turn into passive-aggressive behavior or a quick temper. Or if you're insecure, your shadow self might come out as jealousy or self-criticism. The shadow self can also be responsible for our addictions, our self-destructive behaviors, and our phobias. We all wish to become an utterly powerful, smart, and unmovable strong personality. But it sounds more like moving a mountain. You might feel low, overwhelmed, or not esteemed enough to do it. Why? Because you let your shadow lie between your true self and the person you're afraid to become. But not anymore with the philosophy of Carl Jung. Become who you are afraid of. Time for a change. Most people fear fully expressing themselves, their shadow self, but it's worth it. What if I tell you becoming who you're afraid to be is a key to living a truly authentic and fulfilling life? Let your weaknesses and fears strengthen your brighter side. According to Brené Brown, owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. Overcoming the fear. Here's a word from Carl. The most terrifying thing in the world is to accept oneself completely. The key to rising up stronger is to acknowledge and explore your shadow self and learn to accept it. This can be difficult, but believe me, it's all worth living a life where you don't have to fake yourself. Obviously, it's not so easy, so let me tell you how to do it. Robert A. Johnson once said, "If we are truly serious about growing up, we must force ourselves to confront what we don't know." Start with journaling, dream work, therapy, or simply spending time alone with our thoughts and feelings. As we explore our shadow side, we may start to see it in a new light. We may realize that our shadow side contains powerful emotions, talents, and resources that we can use to live a more fulfilling life. Remember, we talked about you being on higher anger levels. Someone who is afraid of being angry may discover that their anger is actually a source of power and passion. Or someone who is afraid of being selfish may discover that their selfishness is actually a way of protecting themselves from being taken advantage of. Once we've integrated our shadow side, we can finally become who we're truly meant to be. We can live with authenticity, courage, and integrity. To understand the concept better, take time to read the masterpiece authored by Carl Jung and his colleagues, Man and His Symbols by Carl Jung. Remember that embracing the dark can bring your best to light. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos on how to become your best self.